This video depicts topics of violence, murder, and death and is not suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Saint Casimir, also known as Kazimierz, was born on October 3rd, 1458, in the royal palace of Wawel, Krakow, Poland. He was the third child and second son of King Casimir, the fourth of Poland, and his wife Elizabeth of Austria. From a young age, Casimir displayed piety and devotion to God, traits that would define his life. Despite being born into royalty, Casimir was known for his humility and simplicity. He was deeply religious and committed to living a virtuous life. He showed compassion towards the poor and needy, often giving away his own possessions to help them. Casimir received an excellent education, studying under the guidance of renowned scholars of his time. He developed a strong devotion to the Blessed Virgin Mary and the Eucharist, attended Mass daily and attended long hours in prayer. In 1479, Casimir's father arranged a marriage for him with a German princess, but Casimir chose to remain celibate, dedicating himself fully to a life of prayer and service to God. Despite pressure from his family and advisors, he remained steadfast in his commitment to chastity. Casimir's devotion to God was further evident in his deep sense of justice and concern for the well-being of his subjects. He worked tirelessly to promote peace and harmony within his kingdom, often intervening to resolve disputes and protect the rights of the poor and oppressed. In 1481, Casimir fell seriously ill with tuberculosis. Despite his illness, he continued to fulfill his duties as prince to the best of his abilities. He died on the 4th of March, 1484, at the age of 25 in the royal residence in Vilnius, Lithuania. Casimir was buried in Vilnius Cathedral, where his tomb became a site of pilgrimage for Catholics. Miracles were reported at his tomb, and devotion to him spread rapidly throughout Poland and Lithuania. In 1521, Casimir was canonized as a saint by Pope Adrian VI, making him the patron saint of Poland and Lithuania. His feast day is celebrated on March 4th, the anniversary of his passing. Saint Casimir is remembered for his exemplary life of faith, humility, and devotion to God. He remains a beloved figure in Polish and Lithuanian history, revered for his compassion towards the poor and dedication to justice and peace. His life continues to inspire Christians around the world to live lives of virtue and holiness. King Casimir IV of Poland, also known as Casimir Jagiellon, was born on November 30th, 1427, in Krakow, Poland. He was the third son of King Władysław II Jagiellon and Sophia of Olszany. Casimir belonged to the Jagiellonian dynasty, which played a significant role in the political landscape of Central and Eastern Europe during the late medieval period. Casimir received a comprehensive education studying languages, theology, and law. He also gained military experience participating in campaigns against the Teutonic Order and other adversaries of Poland. In 1447, Casimir's older brother, Władysław III, ascended to the Polish throne, and Casimir was appointed governor of the provinces of Sandomierz and Belz. Following the passing of Władysław III in Battle of Varna in 1444, Casimir's father, King Władysław II Jagiellon, resumed the Polish crown. However, after his passing in 1444, Casimir's older brother, Casimir III, assumed the throne. Casimir Waglion eventually succeeded his brother as King of Poland in 1447. Following his death, Casimir's IV reign was marked by significant territorial expansion and consolidation of power. He pursued an active foreign policy, engaging in military campaigns to secure Polish interests and extend the kingdom's borders. Casimir successfully waged wars against the Teutonic Order, acquiring territories such as Romania, Pomerania, and parts of Prussia. In 1457, the 13 Years' War erupted between Poland and the Teutonic Order, culminating in the signing of the Second Peace of Thorn in 1466. This treaty resulted in the cession of significant territories by the Teutonic Order to Poland, including the city of Gdańsk, which became a major Polish port on the Baltic Sea. Casimir IV also pursued diplomatic alliances and marital unions to strengthen Poland's position in Europe. In 1454, he married Elizabeth of Austria, daughter of Albert II, Holy Roman Emperor. This marriage alliance helped solidify Poland's relations with the powerful Habsburg dynasty and brought prestige to the Polish royal family. Elizabeth of Austria was born on July 9th, 1436, in Vienna, Austria. Brought intelligence, political acumen, and diplomatic skills to her marriage with Casimir IV. She actively participated in court affairs and supported her husband's political endeavors. Together, Casimir IV and Elizabeth of Austria had 13 children in total, including several who played significant roles in European politics. Notably, their son Vladislav II of Bohemia and Hungary became King of Hungary and Bohemia and was elected Holy Roman Emperor. Casimir IV ruled Poland until his passing in June 7, 1492, in Grodno, Belarus. He was succeeded by his son John I Albert. Elizabeth of Austria outlived her husband, passing on August 30th, 1505, in Krakow, Poland. King Casimir IV of Poland and Queen Elizabeth of Austria left a lasting legacy contributing to territorial expansion and cultural development, as well as political stability of Poland during the late medieval period. Their marriage allegiance strengthened Poland's position in Europe and facilitated diplomatic relations with prominent European powers. Saint Casimir is typically depicted in religious art in various ways that symbolize his virtues and aspects of his life. Here are some common elements of Saint Casimir's iconography. As the son of a king, Saint Casimir is often depicted wearing princely or royal attire, such as a crown or royal robe. This symbolizes his noble birth and earthly status. St. Casimir's commitment to celibacy and purity is often represented by his portrayal of a lily, a traditional symbol of purity and chastity. Sometimes he's shown in holding a white flower or a lily in his hand. Saint Casimir is frequently depicted in prayer or contemplation, reflecting his deep devotion to God and his regular attendance at Mass. He may be shown with clasped hands or a bowed head, perhaps even kneeling in prayer. St. Casimir's profound reverence for the Eucharist is often symbolized by his depiction with a chalice or monstrance, representing his devotion to the body and blood of Christ. St. Casimir's compassion for the poor and needy is sometimes depicted by his interaction with beggars or by his distribution of alms. He also may be shown giving food, clothing, or other assistance to less fortunate. Some representations of Saint Casimir include a cross or crown of thorns, symbolizing his willingness to suffer for his faith and his union with the sufferings of Christ. In some depictions, Saint Casimir is also portrayed with signs of illness or fragility, particularly towards the end of his life when he was afflicted with tuberculosis. This emphasizes his acceptance of suffering and his perseverance in faith despite physical weakness. As St. Casimir's tomb became a site of pilgrimage, he is sometimes depicted wearing the attire of a pilgrim with a staff and pilgrim's hat, symbolizing his role as a spiritual guide and intercessor for pilgrims. These elements in Saint Casimir's iconography serve to convey his virtues, his devotion to God, and his legacy as a patron saint of various causes, including youth, bachelors, and Lithuania. They provide visual cues for believers to reflect on his life and emulate his example of holiness and service. Saint Casimir is associated with various miracles attributed to his intercession both during his lifetime and after his passing. While specific accounts may vary, here are some of the notable miracles associated with Saint Casimir. Numerous accounts describe individuals who sought Saint Casimir's intercession for healing from illnesses and infirmities. Some of these individuals reportedly experienced miraculous recoveries after praying for his intercession. These healings often led to St. Casimir being venerated as a patron saint of the sick. During times of epidemics and outbreaks of disease, many people sought St. Casimir's intercession for protection and healing. There are accounts of communities being spared from the effects of plagues and pestilence after invoking his name and prayers. Saint Casimir is also believed to have interceded on behalf of individuals in dangerous or life threatening situations. There are stories of people who were miraculously rescued from accidents, natural disasters, or other perilous circumstances after invoking St. Casimir aid. Some accounts attribute the conversion of sinners to Saint Casimir's intercession. These stories often involve individuals who were leading sinful or wayward lives but experienced a profound change of heart and turned to God after praying for Saint Casimir's help. Saint Casimir is sometimes credited with multiplying food or providing for the materials needed for of the poor or hungry. There are stories of miraculous provisions where insufficient supplies were miraculously multiplied to meet the needs of those in need. Saint Casimir is revered as a protector of the innocent and vulnerable, particularly children and the oppressed. There are accounts of children being saved from harm or injustice through Saint Casimir's intercession, as well as stories of his advocacy on behalf of the marginalized and downtrodden. It's important to note that while these miracles are attributed to Saint Casimir, the Catholic Church carefully investigates and evaluates such claims before officially canonizing or recognizing the miracles of the individual. Nonetheless, these accounts of miraculous interventions serve to inspire faith and devotion among believers who turn to Saint Casimir for intercession in their lives. The process of sainthood, also known as canonization, involves several stages within the Catholic Church. Here's a brief description of the steps involved in the canonization of Saint Casimir. The first step towards sainthood is the initiation of the cause of canonization. This typically begins at the diocesan level, where a bishop may initiate an investigation into the life, virtues, and reputation of holiness of the deceased individual. Once the investigation is complete, the bishop may petition the Vatican's Congregation for the Causes of Saints to open the cause. After the cause for canonization is officially opened, the individual in question is given the title of Servant of God. This stage involves a thorough examination of the individual's life, writings, and reputation for holiness. A formal investigation known as the diocesan inquiry is conducted to gather evidence of heroic virtue or martyrdom. To be beatified, however, the candidate must be credited with a miracle that occurred through their intercession, typically after their passing. This miracle is rigorously investigated to ensure its authenticity and to determine whether it meets the criteria set forth by the Church. Once the miracle is approved, the candidate is declared as blessed and is given the title blessed and the person's name. Beatification allows for limited veneration with specific religions or religious communities. The final step is the process of sainthood in is canonization. For canonization, a second miracle attributed to the intercession of the candidate is required. Like the first miracle, the second miracle it undergoes careful scrutiny and investigation to confirm its authenticity. Once the miracle is verified, the Pope may decree that the candidate be officially recognized as a saint. Canonization entails a formal declaration by the Pope during a special ceremony in which the candidate is officially recognized as a saint and is added to the universal calendar of saints. This saint is then venerated by the entire Catholic Church. In the case of Saint Casimir, his cause for canonization was initiated shortly after his passing in 1484. He was beatified by Pope Leo X in 1521 and canonized by Pope Adrian VI in 1522. His feast day is celebrated on March 4th, the anniversary of his passing. Throughout the centuries, Saint Casimir has been venerated as a model of virtue and holiness, particularly in Poland and Lithuania, where he was honored as a patron saint.